Hello folks, and welcome back to Shogun Total War. I am Kana Step, and this is going to be another historical battle. This time I'm going to be playing as Toyotomi Hideyoshi, who was one of the top lieutenants for Oda Nobunaga. Now if you'll remember, Oda Nobunaga is the man who, for a time, won the Sengoku Jidai. He was able to take control of Japan, and he was able to maintain a peace for at least 12 years before he was assassinated, and at that point, it came down to his two top lieutenants, Toyotomi Hideyoshi and Tokugawa Ieyasu, and they maintained the peace for a time before they eventually came to blows and had a little mini war between themselves before Tokugawa Ieyasu eventually beat Toyotomi Hideyoshi. But in this case, this is going to be, I believe, so 1592. I'll just read this off to you. In 1592, Toyotomi Hideyoshi had defeated all his enemies at home and turned his gaze towards the Asian mainland. He had in mind the creation of a new Japanese empire, and with this in mind, he launched an invasion of Korea. While the samurai fought superbly, as ever, on land, they mastered every Korean army that came against them. It was to take many years of bloody fighting, however, before Toyotomi Hideyoshi realized that winning battles was not enough to conquer Korea. His samurai were eventually defeated by a combination of Korean naval superiority and constant guerrilla warfare. The set-piece battle presented here represents the many fights that took place. So the conditions for this one is that the Japanese must kill or rout more than half the Korean units in order to win, while the Koreans must hang on for 30 minutes. This is going to be a little bit different because the other historical battles up till now have had no time limit, which I've really liked because for my campaigns I do play with the time limit just to kind of protect myself from the AI bugging out. But in this case, I'm back playing with the time limit again, and it actually does make things tricky, and you'll see more about that when we get into the battle. I will just tell you that the unit roster that I get placed with is not great. As you can kind of imagine at this point, so I have 3 arquebusiers, 1 Nodachi swordsman, 1 Yoryashigaru, 3 cavalry archers, 1 Naginata, and 1 heavy cav. The pieces are there, but there's not really a main line. Anyway, it's a weird one. Let's get into it. And we'll be playing on expert difficulty as always. And so my YouTuber friend Bjorn Skotgat has described this battle as awkward, and I'll have to agree with them. This is an awkward battle, and as you can see, it's a bridge battle, which this is just an approximation of a battle. It's not supposed to be an exact historical battle, so they had no reason to make this a bridge battle. Just like earlier we had, I can't remember the name of it, but we had the Mongolian battle where they were also fighting in Korea, and again, it was just another approximation battle, which was again another bridge battle. There's no reason for this. I have no problem with them, with CA making approximation what-if battles, or just kind of like showing how it may have been, but man, oh man, I don't know what they were thinking that we needed more bridge battles in this game. We do not. But in any case, when we do fight bridge battles, when I fight bridge battles, I prefer to have, like 7 archers and, maybe some guns, maybe some Naginata just to soak up arrows from the enemy side. In this case, it's just, I don't know. It's, I don't have much here, and I'm going to be going up against like in the last bridge battle, I believe, I was also facing Korean forces, which makes it, again, a little tricky because they have a decent defensive army. Even though it's a limited army, like they don't have any cavalry or anything like that, they have spears, they have Korean guardsmen, which are kind of their jack-of-all-trades elite troops, heavily armored, good attack, good morale. Then they have thunder bombers that are throwing grenades, and then they also have skirmishers throwing javelins. So all in all, pretty decent defensive force. They lack long-range ground skirmishers, so I will be outranging them. So that's one thing that I have in my advantage. But like I said, I do have, the time is going against me, so I have to kind of make sure I'm ready for this one and get into it right away and get my troops set up. Now, there's a few things here. One is that, so I don't have a lot of units to bridge bait with, and that's going to be tricky because that's part of my basic strategies with bridge battles is that I have to bait them over the bridge so that they can get shot by my soldiers. I only have the Naginata, the Yashigaru, and the Nodachi. The Nodachi is not a great choice because it's better for attacking. The Yashigaru, I'm going to try to make it work, but it has very low morale, so they might run away eventually. However, kind of a good and bad thing here is that the way the river is set up here, if you'll see on the right side of this river, there's really not a lot of riverbank for me to take use of with my guns. So I'm basically only going to be having one unit of my arquebusiers shooting at any one time here, and I'll just be shooting with the cavalry archers the rest of it. What that means is, because I'm on a time limit, I don't have time to use up all of my bullets for my guns. I will have one unit shooting, but the rest of them are just basically just going to be Ashigaru units, which means I can just use them to bridge bait. Again, if anyone's not watched Bjorn's videos for historical battles, I'm basically doing kind of like a companion piece for his. I will link one of his battle for his video for this battle in the description below. And some of these cases I do just straight up rip his strategy off and use his strategy. In other cases I will think of something of my own. But in this case, he was using the arquebusiers eventually because he ran out of his Ashigaru, eventually ran away. So he used his arquebusiers to bridge bait, and I thought, duh, I should be doing that because if I can't use them for anything else, if I can't shoot with them, then yeah, I have to use them to bridge bait. So I'm basically the idea is I want to use up basically 3/4 of my time trying to shoot, and then when it gets down pretty close to the end, I'll just charge across, and I'm going to try to wait for a time where nice thing about the guns is that they cause a morale debuff, so a lot of times I'm going to get the enemy soldiers running away. Now, most of the time they will eventually regroup, but if I can try to catch the enemy on one of those breaks, for instance, that's a good time for me to come across and try to chase them. Now, the arquebusiers have very short range. It'd be nice to have muskets, especially because this takes place after the Sengoku Jidai is won, so there are muskets at this point. Now, the guns shoot in revolving 3 ranks. I mean, if you have them set up in 3 ranks deep, they will have revolving fire, which is nice. So I will be having that done, and it's basically just going to be this one unit here in the front shooting, and their range is so short. It's awkward here because muskets could shoot like out to here, I think. Arquebusiers, they can shoot to here. Like, you have to get the enemy on the bridge to get them in range, so it's awkward. That's kind of the theme of this battle here. So I'm just going to finish getting the rest of these guys set up on this riverbank here. Yeah, this is an awkward army to use in the slightest. It's going to be, yeah, as you can see on this riverbank over here, it's really cramped, and I'm not going to be able to have a lot of these guys be shooting at once. Basically, it's going to be like the first couple of rows shooting on here. And yeah, arquebusiers, they're not going to be able to shoot. I'm just going to have them in reserve to use them to bridge bait eventually. And I'm not going to be putting my Ashigaru in loose formation, just because that's helpful when they're going to be getting shot by archers, but in this case, because the Korean range units are pretty short range, the javelins and the bombs are very short range, so I don't plan on these guys taking a lot of shots, actually. It's going to be the morale that's going to be an issue, and loose formation detracts -2 morale from any unit that's put into loose formation, so that's going to be the issue with the Ashigaru, is keeping their morale happy. They're going to be getting tired eventually, which, in my opinion, that's going to be the cause of them running away, is them getting tired, not necessarily them taking a lot of casualties. So yeah, this is going to be kind of a tricky one. We got bombers coming up right now, and I don't want to get hit by bombs for sure, but I also have to make sure I bring them in as close as possible. So yeah, as soon as those thunder bombers stop walking towards me, that's when I want to retreat, because then they might be shooting. So we got some spearmen. Spearmen are good targets because they don't really have high armor or anything like that. They can take some pretty good damage. But as soon as they start walking backwards, I want to bring... There we go, taking some arrow fire. And as soon as they start walking backwards, I want to bring my Ashigaru back over. There we go. Because, yeah. That's not... See, I don't even think my guys... I don't think my gun's shot, right? Like, they didn't even shoot. That's just like... Oh, man. That's just frustrating. Their range is so low. Like, I might need to kind of get them closer to the riverbank here. Alright, I'll send my Ashigaru back across, and... Yeah, let's see, maybe I can... So that, yeah, they're... Okay, now they're shooting. There they go. Yeah, we basically need to get the Korean forces on the bridge here for them to take fire. And yeah, once they're here, they should be taking a lot of damage, and they should be taking gunfire, arrow fire, all that good stuff. We've got this Korean spearman already down to half strength, so... That's good, that's good work done. So, still have about... 2/4 of the battle left for me to keep trying this strategy, and it's going to be a lot of back and forth here. If you see off into the distance, there's just tons of soldiers, tons of Korean soldiers in this one. And let's see, we got some more Thunder Bombers coming up, so it's time for me to retreat, I think. It's getting a little bit scary. Maybe try to bring them in a little bit more. Maybe not. Maybe retreat again. See, now, yeah. So the way that the morale works, if you see it says uncertain right now, so it goes steady, uncertain, wavering, and then running away. So, yeah, uncertain is bad, but it's not as bad. It can get worse. Wavering is when I get worried. When they're wavering, that means that they're very close to breaking. But in this case, I think I have to try to lure them a little bit closer here. And yeah, even though I don't expect them to, you know, last the entire battle, I still want these Ashigaru to, you know, I have to get something done with them. I need to get some work done with them, for sure. And, yeah, as you can see, time's ticking by, and I need to get as many of this... Look, it goes off into the distance. There's so many... This army is huge. So, yeah, it's a tricky battle, for sure. I did not get this one right away, because... I think I got a little panicked by the time constraints, and I thought I had less time than I really did. And I kind of overestimated how long it's going to take me. Okay, I'm going to need you guys to run a little faster there. See, now they're wavering, and they're quite tired. That fatigue level is going to make the morale a little lower. And Korean spearmen are making some advances here. I'd like them to go back. Yes, there we go. Take damage, take damage. Alright, good. Send my Ashigaru back across. So yeah, quite tired is one of the levels, and then it goes very tired, and then it goes exhausted. So and the morale gets lower and lower and lower for each one. So once the Yari Ashigaru are very tired, then it's probably time for me to consider bringing in my arquebusiers to bridge bait. If I just want to keep this Ashigaru unit going, I can get them rested maybe. That would be not the worst idea. It's not completely necessary just because I have 2 full units of arquebusiers that I can use to bridge bait. This arquebusier is going to fire the entire game, and it's not going to run out of ammunition. So it's never a case where I need those other 2 units to fire or anything like that. They're just going to be used for the same purpose as this. So yeah, now they're already wavering. Took a few javelins, but you know, lost 3 guys. And that's not bad. But yeah, if we can take down some of the spearmen, that would be good. Doing a lot of damage here on these 2 units. And I'm thinking as soon as they turn back, I can send this unit back across. Okay, now they're uncertain, so I need to watch that. What have we got? Skirmishers. I'm looking for Thunder Bombers. And looks like I don't see any Thunder Bombers, so I can send this unit back across. Run, please. Now they're wavering because they have a unit right behind them, so they get scared faster because there's a unit in close proximity that's right behind them. But they get scared too because they're getting shot by guns. So it works both ways here. And yeah, I think since I have got a bunch of enemy units right here, I want to keep them. I want to keep them in this area. I don't want to back them all the way off because then it takes more time for me to. Let's see, they're quite tired. It might be time for me to just get another unit of arquebusiers ready, just to have them kind of hanging about. That way it takes less time to bring them over. Yeah, quite tired. It's not too bad. What do we got here? Some guardsmen. Yeah, now these guys have some pretty decent armor right here, so they take some hits, but the guns have armor mitigation, so if they take some hits from those arquebusiers, that's going to be good damage. I just have to lure them in. Yep, lost 4 guys right there on that volley. The arrows aren't going to do as much damage, but I may as well use them, right? And Ashigaru are still only quite tired, so that's okay. Okay, that's good damage. That's good damage against the guardsmen. Remember, these are quite elite as far as the Korean soldiers go. These are quite good, so do a lot of damage against the guardsmen. Now they're running away. Good. Alright, how are we doing on fatigue? Still quite tired? Okay, that's fine. Quite tired is fine. Oh, and there we go. Ashigaru running away. Only lost 5 men. Very tired. And yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to rally those guys. I can try. I can see if I can. The rally is up here, this flag, so I can try pressing that anytime it... See, right now it's grayed out, so I can't rally them, but when it's not grayed out, I can give it a try. So yeah, it's frustrating, for sure, but I think that's about all you can expect from Ashigaru. They did quite a few runs, and man, the flag is not even lighting up. But yeah, that's about it. That's about all I can expect, but... Like I said, I still have 2 units of guns, and that's plenty. That's going to be plenty enough to get the job done here. Now I got guns on the bridge, and last I tried, I was able to get some shots off with my guns on the bridge, so maybe I can set up right here and start shooting at these guys. Wouldn't be the worst idea, but maybe I should draw them back. Don't want them to get in combat. That would be bad. But now that they're running away, I might be able to get some shots into the backs of them. Yeah, that's good damage right there. Skirmishers are taking fire as well. And yeah, it looks like now my arquebusiers are on the bridge and they're shooting, so that's actually pretty cool. I just learned that in one of my test runs. It's pretty cool that they can sit on the bridge and just kind of fire. Because right now they're shooting, I think they're shooting at this Korean spearman. Or maybe not, maybe they're facing the wrong way. Alright, if we can bring this big group of guardsmen in, that'd be really nice. I think this is one of... Yeah, these 2 units of big guardsmen are... I think a couple of the only big units... Yeah, they used to have 3 units of full-strength guardsmen. If we can get some shots in on them, that'd be really helpful, because it's going to be getting close to time where I have to rush the bridge, and those are 3, healthy units of guardsmen, so it'd be nice to get some shots in on them before I have to make the crossing, for sure. Also, because it's getting close to time where I have to rush over, it's also important to note that, as I was saying before, the best time for me to do so is going to be on one of their mini breaks, where they kind of take a few gunshots and they start running away. And looks like I got a few arquebusiers caught in melee right here. That's not great, but if we can lure these guardsmen over, that's going to be really good for me. If we get some gunshots in as well, that's going to be really useful. Oh, and now my arquebusiers are running away as well. That's not great. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to get them back as well. They might just be out by now. So I have 1 more unit of arquebusiers I can send over. And that might be it for me. And yeah, it's going to be getting close to time for me to charge the bridge soon. Alright, we're getting close here. It's going to be either this time or next time, but... It's going to be getting close here to time for me to charge the bridge, and yeah, I just have to get a mini break. I just want a unit or 2 to start running away, because when a unit runs away, that causes a morale hit on other units next to it. So yeah, that unit of guardsmen is running away, but I want more units to run away. And yeah, it's not quite the number I'm looking for right yet. If I can get some more shots in on some more units and cause a sort of a ripple effect of running away units, that's going to be really good for me, but right now the Thunder Bomber's aiming at me, and I don't want to be taking grenade shots, that's for sure. Oh, yep, they're throwing grenades at me, so that's bad. But if we can get some shots in on these Thunder Bombers, that's good, so... We'll see how we do here. Now they're starting to fire at me again, so I gotta retreat. Yeah, oh, that's bad. Didn't want to be taking shots there. Got hit by some bombs. Not good. Oop, got hit again. Luckily, my arquebusiers are not running away yet, so good on them. And let's see, got some thunder bombers taking some shots. Some guardsmen that are here. Got a lot of units here. If I can cause a break, that's going to be really good. I have guns shooting at them, so a lot of bodies here for sure. Let's see, guardsmen, take some more shots, please. They do have decent morale, so they're going to hang in there, but if we can get some shots in, that's going to be good for me. They do have the general here. It's a unit of skirmishers, so if I can get my unit of heavy cav, my general unit, on their general unit, that's going to be very good for me as well. Now, Korean guardsmen are running away, and I don't know if this might be my chance. I think I have to go now. So I'm going to send my cavalry across quickly, just to get going. Cavalry archers to push the soldiers off of the bridge and try to bring my arquebusiers up as well, just to kind of create a barrier here. And if we can get the cavalry archers just going and just to push units back off the bridge. Same with the arquebusiers, and here, try to break them here. And so the enemy general's fleeing right now, so that's good. And now time to bring up across my Naginata and bring across my Nodachi as well. And I can have my arquebusiers right here, maybe shooting into the flanks of these units. That'd be really good for me. And yeah, cav archers, I just want to keep them off of me, keep them away. Korean guardsmen, if they can get shot in the flanks, that's going to be good. So now they're running away, good. That's good for me as well. So arquebusiers, try to get them down here. And so far, so good. Looks like I'm having a mass break right now. My cavalry archers are getting in there, and looks like we're cutting down the Korean enemy general. So let's see, lots of thunder bombers up there. So that makes me worried. If I can get some cav into the thunder bombers, that's going to be helpful, because if they get some shots in, that's going to be really scary. There we go. Awesome. Nice. Because for this one, we only needed to rout or kill half of the enemy army, so that was good. I didn't have a whole lot of time left, but I think I timed that okay, so let's see what kind of kills I got here. So cavalry archers got 178 kills. That's basically during the rundown, I think. Arquebusiers got 311 kills and lost 0 men. That's the unit that was shooting the entire time, so good on them. And yeah, other cavalry archer units got a lot of kills, 193, 72. That's basically it. That was pretty much the units that were shooting the entire time. Heavy Cav didn't even get into combat. Naginata didn't even get into combat. Nodachi, same thing. So, well done. Awkward battle, but you know, it's nice to get it done. And I think the next one's going to be pretty interesting. The next historical battle is going to be a fun one. So I'm looking forward to that, and I hope you as well. And I'll see you guys next week. All right, take care and bye bye.